everybody, welcome to the Comic Gamer Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I am here to give a review of video game highlight to Outer Worlds 2. Now, Outer Worlds came out a couple years ago, 2019, so about 6 years ago now. And it was made by a company that a lot of us know called Obsidian. And Obsidian's big claim to fame, other than a couple other games, is obviously Fallout New Vegas. That is the game that is sort of synonymous with Obsidian. Now, Obsidian have made other games, but that's by far the one that's kind of anonymous with them. It's kind of like the game that really set them on the map. But Ascendant isn't, but as many people know, the Fallout franchise is owned by Bethesda. Bethesda is just so they just kind of licensed it out to Ascendant to make New Vegas. And many people will tell you Fallout New Vegas is probably the best Fallout game there is. You know, I've never played the original two old, top-down Fallout games that came out a long time ago. But I can tell you this for sure, New Vegas is probably the best. That's why we are all excited about the new season of Fallout, the Amazon show Fallout, because they're going to New Vegas. So hopefully they don't fuck it up on that show. But Obsidian is cool. They're awesome, in my opinion. I think that company has a lot going for it. And since they left, and since they haven't done a Fallout game, they came out with Outer Worlds. And I don't know if I reviewed the first Outer Worlds when it came out, but if I didn't, I enjoyed the first Outer Worlds. I really did. I had a lot of fun with it. I thought the main story was interesting. I thought the world was fascinating and interesting. And it felt very much in you could tell that Obsidian took inspiration from Fallout, from some of the designs of the Fallout game that they made, some of the dialogue, some of the fucking choices, and you could see it in the game. Honestly, you could. The problem with that first Outer Worlds game is that everything was surface level. Everything felt too, what's the word I'm looking for? Shallow. It just felt like there wasn't enough. Like there are you traveling to get this system and going to these, there wasn't enough planets. There wasn't enough on the planets. It just felt like if you played that, like there wasn't a lot going on outside of the main story. And the main story itself isn't that long. So once you play the main story, once you beat the main story, it was pretty much that's it. There wasn't a lot of side stuff to do. There wasn't any, they didn't feel like there was enough encouragement in the game itself to make you explore more. Because even in the Fallout game, I mean, it's not that much. Like if you combine the maps in the entirety of Outer Worlds, it's technically a bigger map than the Fallout games, but there's more inside of the Fallout games. There's more people to talk to. There's more interesting things to do. There's just so much more to get up to. And that ended up hurting the game in my opinion. So the first Outer Worlds just kind of felt like a beta project really. It felt like a trial run. It felt like Obsidian trying to see if they had a good idea in this, and I think it was good. It reminded me a lot of another game that I had a very similar reaction to was State of Decay. State of Decay, the zombie game, had a very similar reaction to that, where it felt like it was just like a trial run. It felt like there's something great here. There's something really good here. I just want more. I want more options. And when I heard they were making Outer Worlds 2, I was excited. Obviously, I was excited. And they announced that around the same time that the whole announcement that Microsoft had bought, Bethesda and all these other companies, Blizzard and all that shit. When all that was announced and it was made clear that Obsidian was kind of be under Xbox now, so all the games would be under Xbox Studios, when that was announced and this was announced at the same time that Outer Worlds 2 was happening, and I was excited. I was excited because I saw the potential of that first Outer Worlds. That first Outer Worlds I had a lot of fun with, but it just left me wanting, somewhat in a bad way and somewhat in a good way. Outer Worlds 2, I'm happy to report, is a better game than the first Outer Worlds. It is an improved version of that game on almost every level. The gameplay looks better. The gameplay plays better. And even though the actual size of the maps on the planet isn't really that much bigger, there's more in it. The dialogue and interactions are better. The characters you interact with are better. And while I would say I enjoyed your companions in the first Outer Worlds, as like 2. I enjoy the companions in this one just as well. And you get a couple of them. You get Niles, who's you know, kind of who came down with you. Actually, before I get into the companions, I probably should get into the story of Outer Worlds 2. Now, Outer Worlds 2 is like, I would say, the least interesting, not to say that it's a bad story, but the least interesting part of it is the main story. It's more of the shit around the main story that's fascinating, with Auntie's choice and the fucking, you know, Protectorate and all these other people pining for the power of the rifts, because the game revolves around you being this Earth Directorate agent. And the Earth Directorates are basically space cops. They go around, they give you a little intro at the beginning of the game. They go around, you know, fighting off dictators and corporations and, you know, just evil. That's basically what they do. They go around fighting off evil, liberating people, and like that's their whole thing. And they're sent to the Arcadia, and your agent is sent to the he's like this legend, or he or she is like this legendary badass. You're a seasoned veteran agent. You are sent with a crew to the Arcadia system, a system y'all haven't been to before, but y'all go there to, you know, to see what the fuck's going on over there, because one of your agents who was over there is saying that some shit's going down. Y'all go over there to back her up. You, Niles, and a couple other people. And shit goes wrong. It ends in almost everyone's death, including your own, but you manage to escape barely. But unfortunately, you get frozen for 10 years. And now there are these rifts popping up popping up all over the place. On every planet has a rift, and there are rifts in the fucking in the galaxy, just out in space, that are destroying planets and threatening to inhumanity as we know it, because these rifts are just popping up out of control. So your main mission is to find a way to close these rifts, and find the woman and find the traitor who betrayed you. Now the second part, you get that done pretty, I better not say quickly, but you get that done about maybe 10 hours into the game. If you just play straight through the main story mode, you get that done pretty early in the game. But the second part is the part that's the flexibility part, which is the best thing I say about this game. The best thing is the flexibility of choices. I've never played a game, at least personally, not like this. Sure, maybe there have been some RPGs, maybe there have been some, like, you know, more strategical RPGs but I've never really played a game like this one, a first-person shooter-esque RPG, where your choices weigh heavily on what you can do. Check it. For instance, if you choose to make your character more of a stealthy character, that changes the entire makeup of what you do with your character. Because throughout the course of the game, I cannot count how many times I have me and my companions have gone through, shot up the place, killed the bad guy, only for me to be looting the place and find vents all over the place. Vents in crawl spaces and play areas that, if I had a more stealthier build, I probably could have went through that whole map by myself, killed each person by myself without doing anything. Hell, the higher in the game you go, the harder. You can't even stealth kill, because unless you've been upgrading your sneak skill, you can't stealth kill. And that's another thing that the game makes you commit. It makes you commit to a build. If you want to be a guy who can talk you right out of any situation, you better commit to the speech skill. If you want to be able to be able to answer a medical question and perhaps save someone who would otherwise die, you better commit to the medicine skill. If you want to fix something that you otherwise wouldn't be able to fix, or otherwise wouldn't be able to fix, you better in certain things, and they do it perfectly, where it's like, if you could fix this thing, you could save someone, or you can make something go easier. Throughout the course of the game, they really, really emphasize committing to a build, because there's just certain paths that are basically closed off to you unless you want to just grind out the game like crazy for like ever. And like, it kind of makes you want, and once again, that kind of leans into the playing the game more feel of it, because you kind of want to be able to be, because you can't be a jack of all right off the bat. You really have to work to be a jack of all trades. And I just for an example, for me, like I thought I was building a character a certain way until a bit came through and it's like, dude, I thought I don't even have enough high speech to do this thing. So then I started focusing on the speech. The game really makes you commit, and the thing that makes it flexible, the thing that will make you have a unique gaming experience every time you play it, this game has a really great replay value, if for nothing but the traits and the flaw system. Now, they had the trait and flaw system in the first game, but they pushed it even farther in this one because those traits, first of all, the traits are all trade-offs. You get a positive and it comes with a negative. So no matter what, you are gonna have something hindering you. Now, granted, when you first play the game, even if you have something hindering you, you probably wouldn't notice. You just started playing the game. But like, for instance, I had a trait called sickly. Like, I had to choose between 3 different traits. And I chose sickly, which affects my health, which makes me more sick. I get sick easier, and my health goes down. It takes a little longer to go up by itself. Like, it affects those types of things. But I have like a boost in other attributes. So it's like you have to choose that. And the flaws system, which they had in the first one, comes back as well. Where depending in the flaws that are that are offered to you, all depend on what you actually do. If you get a lot of headshots, you might get a flaw where you get bonus headshot damage, but you get like minus 50% body damage. You might get a flaw where there's this one flaw that's funny as shit, which is kind of indicative of the humor of the game, where you get a flaw called bad knees, where your sneaking skill is up by 50% when you squat down. But the problem is, once you come up, your knees crack, your knees pop, and everyone in the immediate area can hear you, knows that you're there. So like, they're just flaws like that. And because of these flaws in the traits, it makes it so that your gaming experience, your experience of this game varies so widely depending on how you decided to build the character. Because I can tell you this right now, I'm almost done with the game, and even almost done with the game, there's still moments where I'm like, shit, dude, I wish I had more of this, I wish I had more of that. But you can't do that, really. You can't be a jack of all trades in this game. They really punish you for it. They really make you have to make a choice about how you want to play it. And that's just fun, dude. That is just really, really fun. They make each world very unique, very different from one another. They make each area you go to different. I even love the way, now that I'm near the end of the game, how they laid out, slowly revealing more of the game, which is how they made the game feel much more in depth. It wasn't as how they slowly revealed more weapons, more interactions, more connections, more characters, more companions. They made it feel so organic while you go through the path. Now, like I said, on the base level, I do think the main story itself isn't as interesting as Outer Worlds 1's main stories. Because Outer Worlds 1's main story was just like, dude, you were unfrozen, you're trying to fucking save your people, you don't know what's going on. It's a very unique. Whereas this one is very by the book. You're a space cop, you're here to save the day. I mean, it's basically, straight down the block with that one. Whereas the first one I thought was a little bit more unique. This one is, a little bit in the pocket. But to be fair to this one, is just like the first Outer Worlds, I love the fact that they give you what's the word I'm looking for? They give you a task, they give you a mission that is completely detached from anything else that's going on in the game. And what I mean by that is, your mission in this game, only mission, is to find a way to close these rifts. Whose help you get doing it, how you get it done, it's up to you. You can be a bastard, you can be a saint. You can be cold, you can save people. It doesn't matter as long as you close those rifts. And because of that, it allows you the freedom to do almost anything you fucking want, because it won't affect the final goal at the end of the day. Like I say, this game is it's an improvement on the first game in every way. Graphically, the dialogue is great, the companions are fun, the fucking world building aspect of it is great, the whole Auntie's choice thing, the propaganda machine. They even have radio stations in this one, very reminiscent of the Fallout games. Yeah, like, I am very happy with Outer Worlds 2. I wanted more. I still feel myself wanting. I still wish we had more customization. You know what I mean? Like, I really do. I still wish I could do certain things with the outfits. I still wish you could do certain things with the ship. I still wish you could do more. I do. I wish there was more customization, but I can't complain. But it's a weird feeling because this game is better than the first one in every way. It's just still not as great as I hoped it would be. But for me, Outer Worlds 2 gets an 8.5 out of 10. Thank you guys for joining me on the Comic Game Movie Show. Please leave a like and subscribe and comment below. Have you played Outer Worlds 2? If you haven't, check it out. Fun time. Thank you guys again. See you on the next one.